Hello and Assalamu alaikum, ACCA family. My name is Affan Ahmed Mirza, and I am an ACCA qualified personnel, and I welcome you all to the orientation of recording financial transactions, that is also known as FA1. Many of you all would be having this exam as your first ACCA exam, so a lot of pressure comes with it. This is a professional qualification. You might have a lot of anxiety, a lot of questions. How would we be able to become a part of this huge qualification? Will we able to cope up with the pressure of ACCA? Will we be able to become an ACCA? We are from a diverse background. Some people are coming from an engineering background. Some are coming with a medical background. Will they be able to cope up with this accounting pressure? Will they be successful? All these questions are in your mind. All this anxiety, this tension, this depression, this miscommunications, misconceptions that you are carrying. So I would recommend you first take a chill pill. You are here, and that's enough for you to get your answers. In this orientation, you will get a detailed answer of 95% of your queries, and the rest will keep for the course. In this orientation, we will cover all the aspects that are required for the knowledge of specifically this exam and your ACCA qualification. So you will not need any other resource to have your queries answered. The thing you need to do right now is just keep everything away and focus what we are going to tell you. This will be a precise, concise, and a sweet orientation so that you don't get bored and you get what we are about to tell you. So all the way, we are here for you and we will guide you through each and every step of your ACCA journey. Specifically for this exam, let's start. What's the agenda for today? So first of all, what are we going to discuss? First, we are going to give you an overview of the subject. What are we going to do? What is the syllabus? What is the exam structure? What is basically FA1? Why are we studying these exams? What would be the procedure to ensure that you succeed in this exam? All of these would be covered in the first section. The second section would focus on your exam preparation, where we will let you know, we will give you some information, we will give some shared experience with you that why do students fail and what are the strategies we have adapted in order to minimize the people or eliminate the failure section in our institute. Further, we'll give you a little taste of what this subject is by discussing a little part of the syllabus in our ending phases. So let's move on. First, what is this subject? What is the need for this subject? Why has ACCA given the subject for you? For this, you need to understand that ACCA has a lot of accounting for you and a lot of in-depth accounting for you. This professional qualification will master you in accounting and build a firm building upon it. For a firm building to be there, you have to have a very strong core foundation there. For in order to make a firm foundation, this exam is set for you. As I said, there are people from diverse backgrounds. So they will be having a lot of issues in accounting, in business studies, in incorporating this into their lives as they are not used to it. So ACC has set this exam so that they can have a level playing field for everyone. In this exam, you're going to learn the ABC of accounting. You're going to learn what is accounting, what is a transaction, what is a business, how to incorporate accounting in a business, what is the need of accounting. All of these things will be discussed in detail. what are the documentations in accounting, what are accounting rules. Everything will be discussed in detail. So the main purpose of this exam is to set a level playing field for everyone, to set a foundation for everyone, so that in the future you are able to cope up with the pressure, with the enhancements that are coming step by step towards you. And further, if you think this subject is just a subject, then this is not the thing. This subject will help you to build and focus your accounting career in the future. What we study in this paper, in this subject, will be applied on each and every step of your ACC and your practical journey. Because this basics, this foundation will ensure that you have a firm building ahead. And if this foundation is not built with dedication and care, you will have to face some consequences in the future. Because as the steps increase, the difficulty increases. And if you want to cope up with the difficulty, you have to have strong knowledge of the basics. So all I ask you is to focus and build a strong foundation for yourself in order to make a firm building ahead, to build a strong career ahead. With this, we move to the exam structure. So this exam holds 100 marks in total. It has 2 hours, which is 120 minutes in all for the exam. 50 MCQs that are question and 2 marks each, which gives you approximately 2.4 minutes per MCQ. So these MCQs are theoretical also and hold a very minimalistic accounting calculations also. So accounting is basically a combination of in-depth theory and practical implementation. So this exam will give you a taste of the future. You will get to know how we integrate calculations with theoretical part and why both of these aspects are a very important area of ACCA. So you will, in the MCQs, you will get accounting calculations also and core theory MCQs also. So this will have a good starter for you. The passing ratios for this has been pretty good. 78 to 83% have been the passing ratios in the last 3 years. So it is a fair, reasonable amount of passing people. Moving on to the course outline. So we have divided the course outline into 3 basic compartments. First, the core concepts. The core concept is that you will learn here what is a business, what are transactions, how do we record transactions in a business, what are the documents we need, what is a double entry system. A double entry system is basically a balance we create in an accounting schedule. We will get to know that in detail also in the future in our complete course. But for now, we only need to focus that this is a system that maintains a balance in the accounting field. When something is increasing, something will reduce. When you buy something, the amount you pay will be deducted from your pocket. Just for example, if I buy a phone right now, so the phone will increase as my ownership, it will be mine. But I have to pay a certain amount to acquire that mobile phone. So in order to acquire that mobile phone, I had paid something. So that has been given up. So in order to take something, I have to give up something. So double entry system works this exactly same way. In order to get a phone, I have increased myself, my value with the phone, but I had decreased my value with a certain amount of cash in order to acquire that. So this is the bare minimum that I can give for double entry bookkeeping system. Then we'll get to know what are banking systems, how do banking systems work, how do they incorporate accounting in them. Then comes the financial processes. When we know the core, what is accounting, what are entries, what is double entry bookkeeping system, what is banking systems, we get into specific accounting processes, financial processes, which are payroll management, account receivable, account payable. These are some core functions that are required in the business in order to make them effective, efficient, and basically to function. Payroll management, just for instance, is the pay we give to people who are working on daily basis. The more hours they work, the more pay they get. So that is a payroll system. So how do we manage that? How do we record the timing they are giving? How do we decide how much to pay them? All of these things would be discussed in this area. Then the advanced topics, where we will be discussing credit transactions. Credit transactions, basically to give what is credit, we need to know that credit is, in simple terms, I'll describe it for you. Credit is when we use up a resource or a good or a service from someone and we give them some time that we will pay you back in 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. That is called a credit transaction. Basically, in the least, I could tell you the easiest way to tell you this is that I purchase a phone from a friend and I tell them that I will give you this amount, certain amount that is for the phone in 30 days. So that is known as a credit transactions. Now we'll see that how it is implemented in the corporate world, how it is ensured that the credit systems work parallel to the cash systems, and how do we prepare a trial balance. So trial balance is basically the same thing that I told you in double entry system. The transactions should be balanced here also. So in order to balance a transaction, we have to acquire a method, we have to incorporate a method that is called trial and error. So we have to try again and again in order to get our accounts balanced, that the amount we have given up and the account we have taken in is to be balanced. So that is the overview of the syllabus outline. Now moving on to the reasons of failure. This is an interesting part for all of you as people majorly focus why do they fail. If they focus on how they will succeed, they need to know why the reasons of failure is 17 to 18% in this exam. First of all, poor planning. In your whole ACC career, one thing that you will face is time management, poor planning, lack of strategy. This is a very common issue in ACC students because they think that they will cope with, but in the end, they end up leaving up some topics that might get tested in the exam, and there they get a huge setback. And due to that, one or two topics, one or two subjects, one or two components of the syllabus they have left out, they freak out in the exam and they go blank. In the exam, when you're sitting there and you don't know the answer to 3 to 4 questions, the person goes blank. And at that moment, you are not able to attempt what you know also. So planning, strategization is very important for this exam. So one of the major reasons is poor planning. Then syllabus unfamiliarity. This is a very technical part here, as people know what they are studying. If I tell you what is a transaction, you will tell me a transaction is giving money and buying something. So you know what is transaction, but the thing you don't know right now and you overlook is the proper definition for it, the wordings of the definition for it. What is the proper areas where you need to focus in the transaction to make it a transaction? So this is the main problem people face because the ACCA exams are obviously set according to the proper definitions. We need the proper English, we need the proper knowledge for you to ensure that you pass the exam. So a proper plan, a proper syllabus outline, a proper knowledge of the study resources we have is very important so that we pass the exam in our first attempt. Then lack of practice. That has been an issue for many people also. Because when we study, we get to know that we have a strong grip on the learning outcomes. But in order to have a strong grip on accounting, I assure you that I am seeing many people who are having a very strong grip on the theoretical part are failing this exam. The only reason they didn't practice the exam, they didn't practice the mock exams, they didn't give the tests we provide them. They are not practicing, they are not writing what they're learning. So this gives them a very huge setback because they're not familiar with the exam process. They are not familiar with what would be in the exam, how technical could be the exam, how can they manage the time in the exam. If they are having an issue with a question or two, how should they cope up with them? These are the skills that comes with practice only. No one can verbally teach you to cope up with that. We can guide you through it, but you only have to do it. It's just like you're playing cricket and you're seeing a batsman, he hits a shot. You say, I that is a fabulous shot. And he says, come and replay it. You don't have the skill for it. You didn't practice for it. You don't know the technique for it. You don't know how much force you need to put into that shot in order to make a boundary there. The same as the technique accounting. If you don't practice, if you don't know how much time to spend, if you don't know how much knowledge to spend, how much practice you need, you will not be able to clear any of your ACCA exams with it. So these are the major reasons for the failure. So moving on to the strategies we have made to cope up with these problems that students face. So here is one. A personalized study plan is given to students. The reason for this, so that students can tick mark and keep a track of their progress, where they are with the lectures. Now, students lack where to start from. So this plan will give them a schedule to start on. Which lectures on which day they have to need? Do they have to see 2 to 3 lectures per day or 1 lecture per day? All of that will be in detail in that study plan. Plus, our pre-recorded lectures that have the pre-recorded course, the recorded sessions for practice papers, complete pre-mocks, complete tests, and everything will be presented and recorded for you in order to have you eased up and practice the questions. Look at the recorded lectures and understand where you are going wrong, or any help you need would be provided on with recorded sessions for you. Further, our interactive WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp group is very essential because we will be there for a real-time problem solving. In that WhatsApp group, I personally would be there with you. And the only purpose is to solve the problems in real time. I will be there in 24/7 for assistance for your queries, any query that you have regarding the subject or in any segment of your life. I will be there for your support. Plus, we will be providing real life situations, MCQs in the WhatsApp group also, so that you can have a real time check of the knowledge that you are gaining from their sessions. Plus, we'll be sharing mocks. I'll checking the mocks. I'll check all the mocks personally, give you reviews for it, mark them, and give you some guidelines so that you can improve your mocks. So all of that will be provided on the WhatsApp sections. So let's move on to a little demo of the subject. Let's give a taste of what the subject is. So here's the first topic of business transactions. So before we jump to what are business transactions, what are the accounting rules and accounting policies we have, we need to know what is accounting basically. So accounting is here is a definition for it. Accounting is a process of recording financial transactions pertaining to a business. The accounting process includes summarizing, analyzing, and reporting the transactions to oversight agencies, regulators, and tax collecting entities. A pretty heavy definition, right? Let's break it down for you. It is process of recording financial transactions. Financial transactions are transactions that are pertaining, that are in a business. Like for example, buying a phone in a business could be a financial transaction if their main business is trading of phones. So when we trade a phone, how do we record it? We need to have a record for accounting in order to make our business functional. If we don't have a record of what is coming and in and what is going out, a business can't process. We can't have a business right there. So accounting gives us a standard, a rule, how to record transactions, how to record what is coming in and what is going out. It is a process of summarizing, analyzing, and what is summarizing, analyzing? It is that there are situations where an accounting transaction could be a length of a page. So if you know the terminologies, some shortcuts present in accounting, we can summarize the whole accounting process for 1 year into 1 page only. So here summarizing part comes in. We can summarize the transaction for the complete year to 1 page through accounting process, through accounting tools, through reporting tools. Then analyzing. Once we summarize all the data to 1 page, for example, an income statement is a tool, is a feature of accounting that summarizes the expenses and income we have for 1 year, the ins and out of the whole year into 1 page. So that's the summarizing part. Then analyzing that. Analyze how much expenses, analyze to understand how much expenses were there, how much people were we paying in that year, how much were we paying then that year, how much were we costing to produce a product or buying that from external sources, and what are we left with? Are we having excess money or are we losing money? That all comes in the analyzing part. Then comes the reporting part. The reporting part means that this data is to be given to someone. The person who is financing our business, who is giving money to us, who is giving us the resources to conduct the business, we need to tell them what is happening in the business. So reporting part gives us guidelines how to do that. And there are multiple other people we need to report about our business. For example, we have to pay tax on what we earn. So the tax authorities will have a right to know what is the condition of our business. So the summarized financial statement, summarized income statement, we say, that tells us what are the ins and outs of our business this year, and the analyzed summary in which we can tell them that are we having excess money or we are losing money, will be reported to the tax collection authorities. For example, that is if we are in Pakistan. So we have to tell FPR that this year we have lost money. We can't pay taxes. So they will need the summarized and analyzed version of the financial statements. So this is what accounting is. This is a process that will be required throughout your accounting journey. So this is what we need. So further, in order to complete, have a concept of accounting, I have given you 3 to 4 terminologies right now only. We need to know some terminologies so that we can have a concept of standardization. What is standardization? It is to give a level playing field, a straight line. Standardization is giving a straight line. And every business has to walk on that straight line and report their financial statements. Why is that important? It is important to understand as let's take example. You are given with the syllabus outline. Everyone has the same outline. If I give one syllabus outline to one student and another syllabus outline to other student, but they're studying the same thing, they will be confused. There will be confusion in the end user of the financial statement or the syllabus outline. They will be like, what the hell is going on? How are we going to understand that what we are studying? We can't compare what we're studying. They are study buddies. If I am giving you one syllabus outline, I'm giving you one syllabus outline. So both of them would be having clashes that I have studied this. The other will say I have studied this. So keeping a standard, everyone should have a standard where only one type of recording should be presented. Every business should have a level playing field. Everyone will get a similar syllabus outline so that there is no confusion in the end users usage of data. When they're using data, they are able to understand the data so that they will be able to use the data for further financial technologies or financial investments. So in order to do so, accounting has given some terminology, some rules to understand so that you can use them and create a standard where the financial statements can be understood by each and everyone. So this is what standardization is. Now moving on to organization. What is an organization that we are talking about for the last 20 minutes now? An organization is a social arrangement where people gather and work to achieve their goals. The people coming in bring in resources such as cash, machinery, or skills they have. Like I'm a teacher, I'm bringing skills to the room. A person who has technology is bringing the website to the room. So collectively, the goal is to educate people. So in an organization, the end goal is to facilitate people and earn money. Organizations can include businesses such as companies, partnerships, clubs, charities. They're just different forms of businesses that have different goals in the organization. But a business has only one goal: to gain profit, to earn profit. Now, what is this profit? It is the excess amount left with us after paying off everyone. Like, for example, I'm selling mobile phones to you. If I'm selling a mobile phone for you that is of 100 rupees, I will ensure that I earn 5 to 10 rupees at least in it. In order to do so, I have to have a check on how much I am paying other people for it. Like, for example, I'm from the back end, I'm buying the phone for 50 rupees. People are working for me. I have bought a place for it. So everything costs us money. So in order to earn a profit, I have to ensure the money coming in is more than the money going out. And this is what business is all about. Every business wants to ensure the money coming in is significantly higher than the money going out. So the difference between the money going out and the money coming in is profit. So every business has this goal of earning profit. So now, what is a business? Business is, we know that business has the only goal of earning profit. But what is a business now? A business is a commercial or industrial place where goods are made, services are performed, or goods are purchased for resale. Just I gave you an example that I am buying phones from someone and selling it to you. So it's just a simple process of service and resale, that I'm buying a finished good from someone and I'm selling it to you. So this is a basic example of what a business is. A business is an organization where economic resources are created. What is the economic resource? Anything that has a value in the market that could be sold for a profit in the market is an economic resource. Economic resources such as wood are used to create tables, and the tables are sold for a good amount in the market. So, economic resources used to make goods and services. That is a function of business. A business is an organization that gives jobs to people. In my store, if I'm having people to work, they're having jobs, they're earning money. So this is the function of business. And the last but not least, a business uses the invested money to earn money for them. So the main goal here is to earn profit for not only us, for also the people who are having investments in us. The people who are trusting us with their money should have some value for it, should earn from something from it, should get a return for it. So this is the function of business. With this, I conclude the demo, as there are multiple topics we can discuss, but that we gone into detail, and we'll cover that in our main syllabus areas. Well, thank you all for the brief orientation, for coping up with me. I have given you a brief demo of what this subject is, a brief background of accounting and business. We have a lot of syllabus to cover, a lot of detail, a lot of excitement that will cover all your queries, all your tensions, all your problems there. It will be solved. And I urge you and I remind you that whichever background you have, whether you are from a commerce background or a sciences background or an arts background, I will be teaching this subject from core. As you have seen, I have given a baseline here. I will start from the base. So everyone will get the complete knowledge needed for you to have a guarantee to pass this exam. So I will be with you all the way. I will be with you, guiding you for all the steps in this exam. So you don't need to worry about it. The only thing you need to do is start. Remember, with dedication and right guidance, success is within your reach. Let's build your accounting future together. So connect with us and start journey with me in your FA1, in your ACCA career. For further details, the contact information is given below. With this, I sign off. Thank you and enjoy learning. Allah Hafiz.